Molweni mihlobo yami. Today I've got quite a few stories to cover with you guys, starting with the South African Communist Party that has launched their Red October. Guys, every time the Communist Party grabs the mic, they attack the government of national unity. They are saying they are not happy with this confusion there. They are not happy with the ANC working with the DA, and every time they're expressing their unhappiness. Now we are waiting to see what will be the follow-up action to show their unhappiness towards the government of national confusion. Also, I want to speak about this unfair treatment of Dr. John Hlophe by the courts. Mmusi Maimane has given us his opinion. I want us to talk about the mentality, the type of mentality that Mmusi Maimane has. I'm very disappointed in the way he expressed himself. And also the MK party has pulled their supporters from picketing outside the courts tomorrow. Let's talk also about Mr. Mchunu, who has left the ANC, who has resigned from the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. Let's listen quickly to what are the reasons or some of the reasons that made him unhappy. Speaking about Mchunu, let's talk about Senzo Mchunu now, the Minister of Police, who there in Lusukisiki in the Eastern Cape. They've arrested 3 people, and apparently these 3 people might be related to the killings, but might also not be related to the killings. I'm very confused as to what Senzo was saying. The Opera Senzo, I'm very disappointed by what he was saying. But on a lighter note, I think we can also talk about the MK party's president, Jacob Zuma's daughter, cannot articulate herself properly in Zulu. And remember, she's in the Pan-Africanist parliament and she's struggling to speak in Zulu. I want to address something there, not particularly addressing her, but something that is very important when it comes to our languages as African people. Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, Mr. Easy Imali Nengi, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I'm covering some few topics for you guys. The Communist Party is clearly not happy with the direction the alliance partner, the ANC, has taken to work with the DA and the Freedom Front Plus. No matter how much the ANC is going to explain this to me and to you, me and you will never understand why is it that these people could not swallow their pride and their differences and work with the EFF and the MK. And also Mapaila and the Communist Party leadership, they are saying the same thing, to say we don't support the government of national confusion. We simply don't understand, we don't support, we are totally against this thing. Let's listen to what the leadership said.
Who then decides to take our government or our movement after coming from the elections to hand it over, almost literally, to a party with only 20%? The DA. Inkinga elapho. Let me put it proper in English. That is where the problem is. We have with the DA a party of monopoly capital, a party of our erstwhile oppressors. If you want to know, we can give you history of where they come from, these DA people.
A sentiment shared by the provincial leadership of the SACP.
In South Africa, when struggling for more than 350 years, we still want our properties that were stolen by DA and their friends. So we can't sleep in one bed with the chief enemy of the revolution. DA is representing monopoly capital. So We don't support government of national unity, and it's not Communist solely who's saying the party is not supporting GNU. It's the South African Communist Party, including Mpumalanga province.
Now, for me, it's important to hear people voicing out their dissatisfaction towards the government of national confusion. It's very important for me. It brings some type of closure to say there are some people who still have sound-minded, because the African people, the black politicians like Abu Fikile Mbalula, Gayton McKenzie, and the likes, who try to defend this type of government, getting into bed with your enemies. For me, it breaks my heart when I'm asking myself, do these people understand politics? Do they understand our economical situation in South Africa, where we come from as a country, where we are and where we are trying to go? Do they understand politics? These people who are saying the government of national unity is working. It's working where? Which ministry you can point out and say, well, this ministry, these people are working? They are not doing anything that is new. They are not doing anything that is different. They are not doing anything that's innovative. They are not solving any problems. Some of them at bare minimum are doing their job. They are only making noise when they are trying to expose previous corruption by the ANC, like the Minister of Public Works, Dean McPherson, tried to do with that 300 million that was stolen from Public Works. He tried that saga. It did not work. We never heard from him. The Minister of Home Affairs is opening our borders. People don't see that he's opening our borders. Flights from Israel, people are flying to South Africa. They are staying here. There's no problem. People don't see any problems. He said, no, I'm importing new skills. You guys, the way things are happening in the government of national confusion is clearly confusion by our politicians. But to see the Communist Party saying, listen, we don't agree with this, for me it's refreshing. But the follow-up question is, what are they going to do? We have heard them many times from the very beginning. Mapaila, so he said, listen, I don't agree with this. I told these guys I had sleepless nights. I could not rest because thinking, just the thought of working with the DA, it kept me up at night. So we are waiting for action, Soli. We are waiting for action from the Communist Party to hear what will they do. And what do you guys think is the best action? Because sometimes leaving the ANC as an alliance partner might be the best action, but also it might be the beginning of the death of the Communist Party, because in South Africa we have always twinned the Communist Party with the ANC. You know, the ANC Communist Party people like Abosoli were in the Mkhonto, Wesizwe, and all of that. These are comrades. But now, what is the Communist Party really going to do to show the ANC that they are not happy? Are they just going to hang in there for a few more years and see who's going to emerge as the next ANC leader? Probably that leader will have a better relationship with the Communist Party than Cyril Ramaphosa. We don't know. Now, speaking about Mmusi Maimane and this issue of how our country is run by the courts. Like the constitution is no longer enough. When interpretation is not properly understood, they take us to court to stop Dr. John Hlophe from participating in an activity where he does not have the last word. I don't understand it. Let's talk about that, guys. Let's talk about the opinion of Mmusi Maimane.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon, fellow South Africans. I mean, first and foremost, I uphold the absolute principle of the separation of powers. And my sense was that if the courts are being tasked with the duty of setting a timetable for committees that are an extension of Parliament, then it says that Parliament's own internal workings are failing. And what we cannot be sitting here trying to establish is that every matter that is parliamentary ends up in court. that is the original challenge that we're faced up to, is that we've got to be able to not only have individuals who are ethical, who you can't be impeached in one section of the state or one arm of the state and end up serving in another. We need to be able to establish those rules properly so that we don't have to deal with the challenge that is being emerging now. That's on the first instance.
This Mmusi Maimane still has some DA in him. He's still a little bit white inside this Mmusi Maimane. I mean, look at the people who are fighting Dr. John Hlophe, Mmusi Maimane. Look at the people who are fighting Dr. John Hlophe. The DA is fighting Dr. John Hlophe. Part of the ANC is fighting Dr. John Hlophe. AfriForum is fighting John Hlophe. Do I need to say more? And now you are adding on those people who are fighting John Hlophe to say, no, the integrity of the guy, you can't be impeached in one arm of the government and then serve in the other. Where is it written that you can't do that? Which law are you quoting? There is no law that prevents Dr. John Hlophe from participating in the JSC. The problem is that there is about 20 vacations of judges' positions that must be filled, and one of them is the position that Dr. John Hlophe held in the Western Cape. So they are trying to employ someone who's going to continue to protect white monopoly capitalists in the Western Cape. That is the main issue that the DA is trying to do with keeping Dr. John Hlophe. Now you have Action SA supporting Dr. John Hlophe. You've got EFF, you've got ATM, you've got many parties, progressive parties that are supporting Dr. John Hlophe. Then you have Mmusi Maimane out of nowhere coming and siding with the DA. Labantu laba, they are taking us back, laba Mmusi Maimane. I don't want to go into personal attacks, but those who can read my mind, they can read my mind. I'm disappointed with what Mmusi Maimane said. You know, I thought the rude awakening that he got from how white people treated him when he was at the helm of the DA, the way they treated him like a small boy. Now he's again coming back and siding with them against another excellent law practitioner like Dr. John Hlophe. Mmusi Maimane, you're a disappointment. Again, the MK party has recalled their party members to say they were supposed to go and pick it outside the court when the sittings are starting. You know, the interviews of interviewing these judges and all of these positions that must be filled. They said, listen, no, don't go and picket. Let's exhaust first the legal things. And this is how these people play us. They play us because we think that we can win with the electoral system. We think that if we are in the right, we will win in the court system. Kanti, we are playing into their hands, guys. We will never win with this type of Roman Dutch law that we are sitting under. I mean, I don't see any hope with this constitution. I support this issue that the constitution must be amended to support and to speak more to African values. For me, I support it. For me personally, I support it. I don't know about you, but it's going to take African parties to unite for that to happen, and that does not look like it will happen anytime soon. Let's talk about Williams Mchunu, the former premier of KwaZulu-Natal, who has left the party, the ANC. And he said it was not easy decision to make. It was difficult, but it also did not take him time. I think this government of national unity just pushed a lot of people to say, I can tolerate many things, but working with these people, I can't.
The decision. It's a very painful one. It may not have taken me ages, but it did certainly take some time just for me to evaluate what am I bringing to the organization, and is it taking it forward? And that's the basis of my conclusion. It's a government of national unity. I have my own interpretation of what constitutes national unity. And that, to me, is very critical. What is national unity? And unity is not about people who agree only. Unity must be about people with whom you disagree as well. Some of us who have participated in programs of the ANC in managing the structures of the ANC and managing issues of the ANC are a little bit critical, because some of the matters that should have been addressed, like misunderstandings in branches, do not seem to have been properly addressed. But leadership believes they have addressed them. You see, that's a dichotomy that you get ending up with, because they believe that they have addressed them. Now, when you believe that they did not address them, what's the solution?
Immediately after the elections, I said something that was very important, and I hope you guys caught it. I said the ANC has not changed their leadership post their elections after dropping 17%. Someone said, King, don't say 17%, they probably drop more. I know that they played us. We know that what the IEC did. We understand what they did. I'm saying to you guys, after the ANC lost KwaZulu-Natal, after the ANC lost Northern Cape, which other province did the ANC lose? Gauteng and all of that. They kept the leaders of those provinces. Well, the one of KwaZulu-Natal suffered, but they shifted and kept those leaders. The leadership structure never changed from the top. Because remember, if you want to punish the provinces, it means you must punish the top guy also, which is Cyril Ramaphosa. To say, Cyril, under your leadership, for the first time, the ANC has dropped more than 10%, and it is under your watch. We have to call a special conference. We have to convene a special NEC and say, listen, you have to go give other people a chance. I think that was going to be a better option for the ANC, but the ANC chose to say, no, we are having a government of national confusion. And they confused the whole country with this nonsense that they did. So Mr. Mkulu is saying, listen, they never solved their problems, but they feel like they have addressed those problems. That's the issue. Because I'm a comrade by a Sabana, man. By a Sabana, they can't tell each other truths, full truth, to say, I'm a comrade. When a king, you are the one who's on the way for the ANC to win that ward. You are holding those people ransom of that district. Get out, let's put someone in. Comrades are afraid to tell each other that to their faces. They are afraid, man. They are afraid because they are benefiting here and there. There's small benefits here and there. You control this municipality, you control this tender, you control this whatever, and and they are overshadowing some of the municipalities of the ANC that are doing good, like the Tembisile municipality in Mpumalanga. So for me, it's sad, man, to hear a legend, like I said last week, that this man is a walking library, and they are letting him go just like that, and the ANC will suffer even more. Then going back to the issue, can honestly one person like Panyaza Lesufi fix this ANC that looks like it's rotting from within? Because this is a leader of the ANC who's saying, listen, they don't address problems. Speaking about not addressing problems, we've got an issue with intelligence by the police. And this issue of just putting people in position. Senzo Mchunu, our Minister of Police, you can't be worse than Upegi Cele. You can't be worse than Peggy Cele. You are not allowed. It's impossible to be worse than Peggy Cele. But the way you are continuing, I
can just answer by saying all the people who the police come across in their investigations will be arrested. We're not going to say how many because the investigation is on. A case for which you may have arrested a person now, may in a day or two take you to another case, including the one of the 18 murders. So you can't say the 3 people that have been arrested have nothing to do with the murders of 18 people. Even if you can't say right now those people are arrested for that particular incident. I hope I'm clear now. There's no confusion.
I'm interested to know what type of technology our intelligence are using. I'm interested to know. I'm very interested to know. Isn't there technology that can trace which cell phones was in this building 1 hour ago? What type of technology are we using, Kantitina? And trace those cell phones out. If this cell phone was in this house 1 hour ago and it left this house and went to another province, can't these people, what technology are they using? Can't they trace what happened there? What is going on? My issue is now you are arresting people that you are admitting that they might not be necessarily the people who unalived those 18 family members, but we are going to put them in questioning. They immediately today, those guys, those 3 guys will appear in court. Immediately they appear in court. People think that these are the people that unalived the people, and you cannot arrest people. You cannot arrest people. This is a hideous, serious crime. You cannot just guess to say, no, but we think it's this one. Maybe they are related, but they might not be related to this crime. But tell us proper information. What is wrong with our intelligence in South Africa? People can just come, shoot people and go. We don't have satellite, I don't know, man. Some type of technology, some serious technology, man, to trace criminals. When they are still relaxing there, calling each other, let's lie low, just for this week or this month, switch off your phones or whatever. Don't we have intelligence to trace those type of things? I'm afraid for the wrongfully accused people who will go into court, and families will want revenge or there's so many things that can happen when a person is wrongfully accused. It's really not a nice thing that is happening there. Let's talk about, on a lighter note, language, our African languages. Some of us can speak our father tongue. Some of us can speak our mother tongue. Some of us can speak the mother tongue or the father tongue, but we are very fluent in English. How far must this continue? I'm saying this on the back of Jacob Zuma's daughter saying, I can't speak Zulu properly, addressing the Zulu people. A word, I think they won a word somewhere, and she was like, people were like, Kuluma, Kuluma, but she couldn't Kuluma. Listen to this.
I heard Zulu. Yeah, totally. I was a victim of apartheid, so this is one of the things that happens. We don't get to grow up in South Africa and learn our mother tongue. I'm trying, I'm learning. Give me a few more years. Mine is just to come up here and say that I'm very humbled, and I just want to leave you guys a message of encouragement and a little bit of support. I was listening to Ukumanda Shanti speak just now, and to know that you guys won this award and you've done so well, it's very good, because it's what we're obviously working towards as MK Party. We are a growing party. I'm sure you can see it's become a tsunami. every day, every election, every by-election, we're getting better and better. And that's because of all of you, and we are so thankful for that. Last night I was sitting with President Zuma, and he was just talking about discipline. And I thought I must just share this word with you guys. He said that by the time he came out of prison, he was about 32 years old. And that's probably the age of most youth in the country, right? And in the youth league. And he spoke of the discipline he had that made him survive. So that's the encouragement and the words that I want to leave you guys, to be disciplined at all times.
Some of you know, Guti, some of us are fortunate to speak all 11 official languages in South Africa. And I've always had an issue. You guys know that I've chosen, and many people in Africa have chosen Kiswahili to take over English, to become the main communication, mode of communication in Africa, the whole of Africa. Many African people have a problem with that. Many are supporting to say Kiswahili is it's a language that is a little bit more advanced. You can study with it from primary to varsity and all of those things. Hearing someone say at that age, saying, you know what, I want to speak, but I'm not that fluent, because it's not like she can't speak Zulu. It's just that, you know, with AmaZulu being so proud with their language, the accent that you speak Zulu with is also very important. It's like me with Tsonga. I'm Tsonga, but I grew up in a Pedi house, and my father passed away when I was young. So I grew up in the Pedi culture. And then when I speak Tsonga, you can hear that I did not grow up in Limpopo, if I can say it like that. So, but I speak all the other languages fluently. You won't even notice that I'm not. When I speak isiXhosa, you won't hear that I'm not Xhosa. Pedi, Zulu, Sotho, whatever. When I speak Shona, when I speak Kiswahili, I change the accent so that I don't speak it in a South African accent, if you know what I'm trying to say. It's heartbreaking that all these other dramas that are happening in our life, the Chidima situation, all the other things, we are fighting this person, the ANC is doing this, and all of that. We forget the important things for us as Africans. And I always told you guys that they are always distracting us with something or another, that to a point where we don't talk about the important things. We don't talk. There's something always on the TV. That's why I told you guys, Mina, I TV icon. There's always something on the TV. The case of Cyril Ramaphosa, the dollars that were stolen, it's there. Then we talk about it. When everything is said and done, the whole year, all we've been talking about is actually political gossip. We never said anything about agriculture. I'm launching a campaign next month, in November, to teach you guys how to make small gardens in your house. Small gardens. We're gonna start with very simple things that you can grow and eat and be proud of yourself. Language, very important. When I started this channel last year, I was doing, I think it was every Tuesday or Mondays or something like that. I was teaching people Kiswahili. And remember, nobody has ever taught me Kiswahili. I learned Kiswahili from YouTube. So I was teaching people every Tuesday. I think I did something like 2 months or something like that of teaching people Kiswahili. There's so many important things that we need to talk about. The issue of land. Guys, we no longer talk about land. Now we need to build the PASETA, the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. We are struggling to secure our land. We are so close, but yet so far. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm pleading with you guys to pray with us to secure this land so that we can build this school. The donations keep on coming in. 10,000 people have been asked to donate, and I think we are past 300 or something like that. People donating over the past 3 months. Remember, Paseta is turning 3 months this month. We're going to have a nice celebration where I give you guys a full report of what we have done over the past 3 months, as we have promised you from the beginning. So for me, there are important things like this, like abantu abadala, we can learn languages easily. They say children can learn languages easily, but I'm saying where there is a will, there is a way. When you want to learn Kiswahili, when you want to learn Shona, when you want to learn Tsonga, when you want to learn Zulu, you can just start now. You understand what I'm trying to say to you guys? There are important things that must be important to us as Africans, but we have put them in the background and we are busy addressing this nonsense that is there. That is why I'm saying, let's start with the educational system. We are not millionaires. We are not all-knowing. We are not the most connected people. We are just a bunch of community that have met each other here on YouTube. And we are saying, let's build a school. And this school, let's try to program the next generation differently. Let's wire them differently from how we were wired. Let's teach them important things. Let's teach them proper history. You ask people of South Africa, the history of South Africa, many people can only go as far as 1652. South Africa to them was born when a white man landed here. You understand what I'm trying to say? We don't know our history properly. We don't know our languages properly. Was Zulu always called Zulu? Was Tsonga always called Tsonga? What was the different transitions of our tribal and traditional changes that happened? Who must tell those stories? Where must they be recorded for the next generation to not search for it as if it is hidden treasure, but it must be put in front of them so that they can learn freely? That is what we are trying to do in Paseta. We want to Africanize the curriculum of schooling so that the children can come out proud as Africans. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So that a child cannot be 40-something years old and say, oh, I can't speak my mother tongue. Or why not? Why not? Come here. Let us teach you. Let us come this side. Come this side. Oh, you need to say this. You need to say, no, that's not how you say it. The accent changes. The dialect changes. All of those things are very important. You come out proud, man. You come out proud to say, man, you know what? I can speak fluently in my mother's tongue. And we know with Duduzile and Duduzile, there's an issue. There's not an issue. There's a situation where they were not born actually in South Africa. So probably they can speak their mother tongue properly and all of that. I don't know. But I'm just saying, yeah, we are so confident and comfortable to be communicating in English. It's starting to make me sick. And I know it's because Manga Kulma elinye ilimi abantu abangabuye South Africa bakasunkulu. So that's another problem. People who are not from here will not understand. And I've got friends all over Africa, so we want them to understand us. But we choose this colonizers' language to unify us as Africans. I'm so heartbroken, man. I'm so heartbroken. We are not dealing with the serious issues. We are always doing political gossip and everything. Maybe I should change the way we're doing content on this channel. Maybe. But thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. And we are aiming for 50,000 subscribers by December. So 3 months, I would appreciate it if you haven't already, but you're enjoying the content. Click the subscribe button. Your boy never disappoints with content. Never disappoints. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism.